And we are live once again, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for yet another live reading of One Piece. So let's go ahead and get the formalities out of the way, shall we? Because we got a busy day. Not only are we reading One Piece, but later on, after lunch, we are going to be playing The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. So I hope you're all ready because it's going to be interesting. Let's begin. Yo, peoples, Kyushu92 here, and welcome back to yet another one of my, to the next chapter of my One Piece full read-through series. Today, we are going to be going through Volume 5 of the series, titled For Whom the Bell Tolls. Now, to give you a little bit of a recap as to what happened yesterday. Wait, hold on, do I got chat up? Hold on. I knew I was about to get knee deep in it. And I didn't even have the chat up. My sincerest apologies to you, Kohagen and Psycho. I was about to get up in there. I was about to get up in them hind parts real quick, but thankfully, I was able to get it going rather quickly. And there we go. It'll adjust. It'll take a minute, but it'll adjust. Right? It'll adjust. There we go. Had to refresh it. But yes, last we left off in the story of One Piece, the Black Cat Pirates were pretty much were making their way. You don't look at screen chat. I've been wondering about that, because I've been having screen chat up on my screen for a hot minute, because I thought, this would be a cooler way for my streams to look from now on. But I've just been wondering. And plus, it kind of helps out with the fact that I got nothing on this wall, so it kind of takes up that little bit of space there. So I've been debating on whether I should continue having chat up in the video or just leave it off, especially when I'm playing games where chat tends to obscure a couple of things. I'll put up a poll later to see if people prefer it or not, and I'll base my decision off of that. But it's just been something that's been on my mind lately, so we'll just have to see how it goes. I may or may not continue to have like chat up on the side of my screen, just in case. I may change it depending on the situation. But last we left off, the Black Cat Pirates were making their way up the northern side of the island in order to attack Usopp's village. And Usopp, not really paying attention, had Luffy and company stationed at the south side. And they had to rush over to the other side in order to keep the Black Cat Pirates from even getting up the slope. Lots of fighting ensued. Django unwittingly hypnotized Luffy, and Luffy went full berserk against the Black Cat Pirates. And you can put it, but in the same time, it's not the end of the world if it isn't there. Yeah, that's how I feel. I'll keep it up for now. But if it starts to get annoying and it starts to ruin the immersion for people, then I'll consider taking it off. But Luffy pretty much downed a whole bunch of the Black Cat Pirates, leaving and almost ripping off the front half of their ship, pretty much their stem posts. And it got to a point where Django calls in the guards of the ships, who were kind of scared at first, but Django hypnotized them into attacking both Luffy and Zoro. And Zoro had to fend off against one and both members of these guards, one called Siam and the other called Butchie. And they were just facing off against one another. And it got to a point where Zoro only had one sword, then Nami gave him his other swords back. It was a whole big skirmish. Long story short, a lot of fighting transpired between the Black Cat Pirates and Luffy and the crew. And then Captain Kuro shows up, upset that his crew can't meet with his deadline exactly where it needs to be. And then we see that this man is ridiculously fast and also ridiculously dangerous, to the point where he basically tells everyone, if you don't take care of this within 5 minutes, I'm going to massacre all of you. And he's clearly shown that he's able to move faster than everyone else. He moves faster than everyone else, but it then comes to a head because Kaya shows up, and then Kuro says that I did all of this just so I can kill you and get your fortune. And I'm a stickler for my plan, so there's absolutely no way I'm just gonna leave or take out the village or take all your fortune. I'm a stickler, so I'm still going to kill you regardless, because that will give me closure. So Kaya's running off with Usopp's pirate crew into the forest. And Kuro says that the only way you, Luffy, and Zoro are going to get up this hill is if you go through us first if you want to save Kaya. So now we're here. I know it was a bit of a long recap, but there you go. Now we're here where we get to see Luffy and Zoro face off against Kuro, and Django. Volume 5. For Whom the Bell Tolls. I hope I didn't say Volume 4 at the beginning, but I believe I said Volume 5. Volume 5, For Whom the Bell Tolls. The Story of One Piece, Volume 5. Monkey D. Luffy started out as just a kid with a dream, and that dream was to become the greatest pirate in history. Stirred by the tales of pirate red-haired Shanks, Luffy vowed to become a pirate himself. That was before the enchanted devil fruit gave Luffy the power to stretch like rubber, at the cost of being unable to swim. A serious handicap for an aspiring sea dog. Undeterred, Luffy set out to sea and recruited a couple of crewmates. Metallica? Who knows if that was Oda's inspiration for the title of this volume. Undeterred, Luffy set out to sea and recruited a couple of crewmates, Master Swordsman Zoro and treasure hunting thief Nami. The battle with the Black Cat Pirates rages on, as Luffy and company try to help Usopp defend his village against the plunder-hungry raiders. But despite the team's heroic efforts, the supply of deadly enemies seems inexhaustible. Though Luffy mows down some of the ship's feline stem posts. I feel like he should have said to mow down most of the ship's feline crewmates, but whatever. Though Luffy mows down some of the ship's feline stem posts, and Usopp's pint-sized pirates and Nami join the fray, victory is still far from certain. Welcome back, OD! But even as Zoro fights for his life against the strange cat-like Meowban brothers, Siam and Butchie, a still more terrible menace emerges. Captain Kuro has arrived on the battlefield, and Luffy's little coalition is about to discover the hard way why he was once the terror of the seas. So, first chapter, yes, you are right, Kohagen, we are starting on chapter 36, and we have chapters 36 all the way to chapter 44. Beginning with chapter 36, After Them! And we have Buggy's crew after the battle, part 2, Moji and Kabaji, as Moji and Kabaji are running away from the citizens from the port town that Buggy was stationed at, because the civilians are pretty much taking back their town now. Kabaji's riding on his unicycle, still bleeding from the wound from the onigiri that Zoro gave him, and Moji, surprisingly strong for his size, is carrying Richie. You know, the line he was riding on? He's carrying Richie and running away as Chocho is biting him in the hindparts. Then it cuts to Usopp's crew as they're leading Kaya through the woods.
Ah, behind us! You see the hypnotist? Nope, let's lose him for good. No one can catch us in these woods. Don't worry, Miss Kaya. You can count on us to protect you. On our honor as Usopp's pirate crew.
Thank you, Usopp's pirates. And as they're running, the trees next to them, a whole flock of trees next to them, just gets cut down straight through the trunks as we see a pair of chakrams go through the woods, because it's Django who's going after Kaya. I remember correctly now. I know that my recap probably wasn't all that good, but Kuro is the one who's standing in front of Luffy and Zoro, saying that the only way you're going to be able to save Kaya and go after Django and stop him is to go through me, because Django is already in the forest chasing after Kaya and the kids. But they see the chakrams go straight through the trees.
Yikes! What was that?
They're not here, as Django is flipping some more of his chakrams on his fingers. Come out and play, you rotten brats! Don't think you can escape me! And then it cuts to the kids, getting scared.
It's him! He's not a typical traveling hypnotist at all!
If I have to on top of this whole forest, I'll give it a nice buzz cut. And then Usopp hears a sound in the distance. What's that sound? And then Kuro. It's probably Django, finishing off your friends. Go see for yourself, though you may be too late. Then Zoro, you better hurry to their aid. If you can.
Why you? You lived in the same house with her for 3 years. Don't you have an ounce of feeling for her?
Says Usopp. Not an ounce. As I said, Kaya was a pawn I needed to further my plan. When she dies, then I'll say my thanks. You're unredeemable, you unredeemable scoundrel, says Zoro. Who wants to redeem him, says Luffy.
I'll never let slime like you win. If I don't hurry, they'll all be killed. There's not a second to lose.
As it cuts to Usopp running straight past Butchie. You can move. Impressive. Butchie! And then Butchie tries to go after Usopp.
I'll slice him to ribbons!
And then Zoro sticks his sword right in front of Butchie's neck and goes, out of my way. And then using the blunt end of his sword, he then flips Butchie backwards, like a sword judo throw. Flips him backwards. He goes, out of my way. I'm in a hurry. And then he proceeds to have Butchie on the ground with no way to defend himself with a sword at his neck. You've been a very bad kitty. Stay down and shut up and I may let you live. Then it cuts to Usopp, who just falls to the ground after running past Zoro and company. Usopp!
No! My body! I can't move!
You look ridiculous. But you're much safer on the ground like that. If you caught up with Django, he'd only kill you.
Doesn't matter. Gotta protect him. I gotta protect those kids.
Huh? Usopp. And then Luffy is biting his lip. And then it cuts to Butchie. He goes, and tries to slash at Zoro, sending him flying into the nearby cliff face.
I'm Captain Usopp, and they're my crew. I'm a brave warrior of the sea. I won't let you lay a finger on the villagers.
And then all the Black Cat pirates who are suddenly, up and at him, and they're going like, look at him shouting threats with his rump in the air.
Baby's crying.
And then they see a large boulder come sailing towards them. And it was Luffy who goes, laugh at Usopp again, and I'll kill you. And then every single Black Cat pirate who was laughing at Usopp originally, yeah, they're no longer laughing at him now. Then it cuts back to Butchie as he's fighting Zoro. Kitty cat, I told you, never to get in my way again. You were warned. And then it shows Butchie growling, but then it shows Zoro cutting straight through Butchie. Out of my way! And if you guys want to see where I'm seeing, you can either go to Viz or you can go to Manga Plus. Either way, you'll be able to see what I'm seeing, but as I always say, support the official release. We are on chapter 36 if you guys want to keep up. And then Kuro looks on as Butchie's been currently downed. But Butchie was hypnotized to be super strong! Luffy, I'll carry Usopp and go after the hypnotist. Got a problem with that? As Zoro picks up Usopp. No problem. Hurry! And then Kuro looks at him, and then Usopp goes, sorry. I better make time on my own. But they're in the woods. I'll never catch them without you to guide me. I'd make better time on my own. But they're in the woods. I'll never catch them without you to guide me. That, and Zoro has a horrible sense of direction. So, boy, who gave you permission to climb this slope? I did! And then it cuts to Kuro, who just barely manages to dodge out of the way of Luffy, who's trying to punch him, as Zoro finally makes it past Kuro. Run, guys! Take this, butler! And then, as he punches Kuro, who's dodging out of the way, Luffy's fist hits where Kuro was, but Kuro is suddenly no longer there. He disappeared! And then it cuts to Kuro, who's bearing down on Luffy from the back, and Luffy just barely manages to dodge out of the way. And then Luffy smiles because he does a handstand, claps his feet together, and uses Gum Spear! And then Kuro then dodges once again. Hey, he disappeared again! And then Kuro's a good distance away from him once more. Oh well, Zoro got up the slope. Ew, that kid's going at it with Captain Kuro! Before we fight seriously, I have one question. Why are you, an outsider, sticking your neck out for this village? And then Luffy just thinks, 'cause there's someone in this village I don't want you to kill. East! And then it cuts to Zoro and Usopp in the forest. East! I said east! How do I know which way is east? Just say right or left. Okay then, about face right. Back the way we came? See, there's Zoro's horrible sense of direction kicking in real badly, even when the person is giving him directions. Then we cut back to Kuro, after Luffy answered him. Ah, how simple. Is it enough to die for? It's good enough for me, but I'm not gonna get killed. And then it cuts back to Django as he keeps cutting down more and more trees in the forest, and he puts his hands up to his ears going, now where did they run to? And it cuts to Kai and the kids as they sit down because, they're tired from running.
Miss Kaya!
I'm sorry. You boys go on.
What? But it's our duty to protect you! Hey, no, she's burning up. Take it easy, Miss Kaya. She needs a doctor. There's no time, dummy. Our lives are in danger. But she can't run anymore. At a time like this, Usopp's pirate crew must be prepared. I will fight that dumb Hypno. Ah!
And they scream before they can even finish that sentence because Django is directly in front of them. So here you are. And that's the end of chapter 36. And then we got a little bit of a footword here called Now It's an Anime. In 1998, One Piece was part of something called Jump Super Anime Tour 98. It was a fun film festival featuring 3 Shonen Jump comics adapted into short animated films. It played in theaters across Japan. A lot of info about One Piece that some of us are learning for the very first time. Interesting. Because of the tour, One Piece had the good fortune of being adapted into animation for the first time. The anime made for the festival was called One Piece, Defeat Them, the Ganzak Pirates. Luffy, Zoro, and Nami were in it, but it was a new story that wasn't in the comic book. To create anime, many different professionals come together. Directors, screenwriters, character designers, illustrators, colorists, cameramen, editors, developers, sound technicians, composers, engineers, producers, animators, voice actors, and on and on. It's amazing. Brings tears to my eyes. Are these officially dubbed subtitles? Whatever I'm saying is it's official because, it's official. These are the official volumes. So whatever I'm saying, they are official. The reason it brings tears to my eyes is that everyone involved has such passion for providing enjoyment for people. Seeing this was a good influence on me. It lit the fires of my writer soul. Ow, hot! And on top of that, the finished product was so well done. Luffy's and the others' voices and movements were amazing, totally beyond what I'd imagined. If you weren't able to catch it during the anime tour, I hope someday you will have the opportunity to see it. Luffy stretching, the cry of Ganzak, the pirate general, and the fun songs. I might need to look for that. One Piece, Defeat Them, the Ganzak Pirates. I don't think I've ever seen that. I might need to look that up. That's One Piece history right there. Chapter 37, Captain Kuro of the Thousand Plans. But yeah, as Ozzy says, if it's in the volume, it's official. I'm not making up any voices. I'm not making up any lines. I'm reading these pages word for word. So trust me, these are official words I'm speaking. I am not ad-libbing anything because I'd be doing a disservice. Chapter, I'd be doing a disservice to the series if I was making stuff up. Chapter 37, Captain Kuro of the Thousand Plans. Buggy's crew after the battle, part 3, Buggy's adventure. And it cuts to Buggy, who's surviving on an island, just with his hands, his feet, and his head, as he's, hunting animals down. He's trying to hunt animals down in order to eat them. But who knows how well this is going to go for him. You gotta love these cover stories for characters. But it cuts to the battle between Luffy and Kuro. The wind is howling. And Kuro rushes Luffy. Die. Not today. There they go. And before Kuro can get close to Luffy, Luffy grabs both of his arms from a distance. And then Luffy jumps towards Kuro, arms stretching, pulling him backward, retracting him towards him. And Kuro flips Luffy and makes Luffy land on his side. Huh? Ooh! And then he gets knocked into the distance. Come! Whip! And Kuro dodges it. And pistol! And before the fist can even get to Luffy, Kuro disappears from sight. And then everyone is looking, surprised as Kuro is adjusting his glasses. Hey! He's standing on him! Because it shows Luffy's outstretched fist. He's standing on him! He's standing on his arm. It shows Kuro is standing on top of Luffy's still stretched out fist. Kuro is just standing on top of it. You know how disrespectful you have to be to not only dodge the punch, but stand on the arm of that punch and be all like, is that all? I love some of these scenes. You bore me, boy. Stupid child. And then, as Luffy starts to retract his arm, Kuro starts running towards Luffy, while his arm is retracting, still running along his arm, and then kicks Luffy directly in the face, sending him flying backwards a short distance. Down the slope a little bit.
That Straw Hat Boy was supposed to be really tough. That's Captain Kuro for you.
Darn, I cut my lip.
Murder him! Hooray for Captain Kuro! Kuro!
Never call me by that name! Yay! And then all of them just put their hands up and they all get scared because he yells at them. Huh. And Luffy just wipes the blood from his lip. You still don't understand. My plan is to utterly do away with Captain Kuro. It tired me, crafting 1,000 brilliant plans for slobbering fools with nothing but plunder on their minds. And what did my hard work win me? The entire Navy on my heels. Hunted by the Navy and spies and bounty hunters, I grew sick of the relentless harassment. So on that fateful day 3 years ago, I decided I had to die. It's like that time when Goku was standing on Nappa's head. Yeah, moments like that. Oh, that day!
Yeah, the incident.
Lieutenant Django!
Huh?
What is it? Captain Kuro is calling you! Django, I'm leaving this ship. Captain Kuro of the Thousand Plans, 3 years ago.
Huh? Right now? All of a sudden? What do you mean leave? This is your ship. You're the captain.
Captain? Ha! You take the title. Being a pirate doesn't agree with me anymore. I've had it with this life.
Captain Kuro! Captain Kuro! A Navy ship is coming from the north! Again? It's the 3rd time this week! Ah! They're firing on us!
You see, this is my life.
It's just an occupational hazard. We rob, we pillage, they chase. We've made ourselves a reputation.
And it's our reputation that draws these sharks. Captain Kuro has outlived his usefulness.
Captain, even if you quit, the authorities will hound you until the day you die.
Then I'll die, and the whole world must know it.
Captain Kuro, shall we give the Navy a broadside?
No, lower a boat.
A boat?
And then it shows Kuro in a small boat sailing towards the marine ship.
There he goes. What in Neptune's name is the captain up to?
He's rowing out to the Navy ship. Does he want to get hanged? And then there's just nothing but silence. The cannon fire is stopped, but it's awful quiet. Reckon he got himself croaked? Ready to cannon! We'll board her! Prepare to fight! And then there's a creak sound, and all of the crewmen go,
Huh? Huh?
and as they get on the ship, as they get on the Navy ship, there's all they can see is Kuro in the distance. The Navy! They've been massacred! Because all it shows is it's a moonlit night. And all you see are the dead bodies of a countless amounts of Navy soldiers all over the ship, with Kuro just sitting by himself on the edge of the ship, propping up his glasses with his hands. Cat claws in use. The Navy! They've been massacred! Well then, time to try my plan. And then it cuts to the Meowman brothers from 3 years ago.
I know he's our captain, but this gives me goosebumps. Aye, and all of them trained soldiers, too.
And then it cuts to one individual who's just completely unconscious. Ugh. So, you're still breathing. As Kuro steps on this person's face. Such a nice face. Why are they saying what in Neptune's name? It's a pirate story. They're using pirate euphemisms. That's why they're saying it. They're not saying what in God's name, because this is like a pirate story. You know, like pirates would say stuff like that. They would say stuff like that. It's pirate talk. Such a nice face. I won't beg for my life. If you're gonna kill me, then kill me. You speak well through a broken jaw. Excellent. You can claim the reward for Captain Kuro of the 1,000 Plans. And then it cuts to Django apparently hypnotizing someone. Your name is Captain Kuro. This massacre was your work. 1, 2, Django! My name is Captain Kuro. And you're the man who captured Captain Kuro. 1, 2, Django! Take the prisoner to your base for execution. And Django pretty much hypnotized both this unnamed pirate crew member of the Black Hat Pirates, and then this other unsuspecting Navy soldier. I know who it is, but I'll wait until they say so. Oh no, that is it is him, Cohagen, but I wanted to see if they'll say anything about it. But it is him though. It is him, though. He's got the same butt chin as his son. You know what? It probably won't mention it. So the individual, this Marine that is on the ship that's been hypnotized by Django, is Captain Morgan. Before he gets the axe hand, he has both of his arms. He still has both of his limbs. And this is before he gets the axe hand, and this is before he gets like the metal jaw, because Kuro was the one who broke his jaw. So that's all because of Kuro. But Django hypnotizes one member of the Black Hat Pirates and the soon-to-be Captain Morgan. Now that explains why Captain Morgan's ego was so big. Yes, because he thought he brung in Captain Kuro of the 1,000 Plans. And he thought since he got promoted, and he more than likely got promoted because of that, and that's allowed him to live a life of luxury, and that's what increased his ego so much. Does his hypnotism stay forever? I'm pretty sure it has a duration, but hypnotism can fade, but ego takes a lot longer. And I feel like it's very deep hypnotism to the point where he just thinks he's the one who did it the entire time. It's not a matter of the hypnotism lasting, it's just that it just affected his mind so much that he truly does think he was the one who brought in Captain Kuro, even though it was just some no-name. One, and then it just cuts to Kuro, who's sighing, and, well, he's not sighing, but I was just taking a breath. And you're the man who captured Captain Kuro. Take the prisoner to your base for execution. 1, 2, Django! And then it cuts to later on Captain Kuro's ship. That takes care of it. When this imposter dies, Captain Kuro disappears from the world. I'm the man who captured Captain Kuro! And Django's over in the distance as the Meowman brothers are going,
Yeah, he hypnotized himself again.
And now, with the success of tonight's plan, I'm free to pursue my 2 goals, wealth and peace of mind. And that is in the past. Now we cut to the present as Kuro continues to fight Luffy. Can you understand, brat? There's no room for error in my 3-year plan, and my plans never go off course, as he launches towards Luffy. And then Luffy sees this, and he picks up a boulder, and he holds up in front of him, causing Captain Kuro's claws to get embedded in the rock. So, stretching isn't your only talent. Nope, I've been training to be a pirate! And in one swift yank, the swords that were embedded in the rock get snapped right off. Like he let Kuro rush him, stab into the rock, and then yank the swords, causing his right cat claw sword hand to just break. The swords are snapped off completely. He broke the captain's claws! You say you were tired? If you don't want a reputation, you shouldn't be a pirate! As Luffy takes that whole same boulder and bashes Kuro in the head with it. And if you want to compare plans, mine's much bigger. And that's the end of Chapter 37. Onwards to Chapter 38, Pirate Crew. Then it cuts to Captain Kuro, who's laying on the ground with only 1 pair of claws. Now you only have 5 sword claws. Blast him, Captain Kuro's cat claws! And then Kuro gets up, bleeding from the head, because, I mean, obviously, if you got hit in the head with a rock, you are going to bleed. If you don't, you got some tough skin. But he's bleeding from the head now. Captain Kuro! You still got claws on your other hand! Slice him up! Hey, you're not supposed to call him that name. People in the village call him Claw or something. We'll call him Mr. Claw then. Get him, Mr. Claw! Shut your gobs. I'll deal with you dogs later. And that goes for Django, too. And now the crew is realizing, wait, he's gonna kill all of us. He's gonna kill all of us. What? Why us too? And then time passes, and then we see Django going, Open your eyes! Open your eyes! As apparently he's trying to hypnotize Kaya.
I won't do it. I won't let you hypnotize me, and I won't write a will.
Now, mind you, all 3 kids that were safeguarding Kaya are fast asleep behind her because Django got to him. But Django is trying to hypnotize her. Then I'll have to pry your eyes open as he tries to forcibly open up Kaya's eyes. And she, screams out in terror because you don't put your hands on a lady and try to make her open her eyes. That you're automatically the bad guy. It's a good thing we haven't run into another future member of Luffy's crew yet. Otherwise, he would have beaten him up. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, and we're getting to it soon.
Now's our chance! Take this! Pepper blinding powder!
As it cuts to the kids putting blinding powder all in Django's face. And then it cuts to Pepper, who takes his bat and hits Django right in the junk full force. And with kids, they don't know their own strength. And getting hit there by a kid who does not know how to hold back, yeah, might as well die. But he gets hit there. There's moments of silence as he's, feeling the pain, and then he sneezes again. Silence, feeling pain, and then sneezes again.
You guys?
We just pretended to be hypnotized. We won't fall for the same trick twice. Now for phase 2 of our plan.
And then Django gets up, struggling to keep his legs straight because, well, for obvious reasons.
You brats, where you hiding? The girl's gone too. I should have killed them outright. You won't make a fool of me.
And then it cuts to Carrot. I think that's Carrot. No, it cuts to Onion. It cuts to Onion, who's in a tree high above Django, and he jumps on him.
But you're the fools!
As Django catches Onion before he even gets close to him.
Onion!
And then Onion pops out. And that's the end of that scene as we cut back to Usopp and Zoro.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, it's the kids. That way. Hurry!
Right. You brats got carried away playing pirates. You'll have plenty of time to regret messing with real pirates in hell.
And then he proceeds to throw Onion into a nearby tree.
Ah, you creep! You creep!
And then it cuts back to where Luffy and Kuro are fighting.
Wait. Stop joking, Captain Kuro. It's not too late to attack the village, right?
If Django makes that girl ride her will, your plan will succeed. Don't worry your heads about my plan. If none of you live to tell the tale, I can pin all the blame on you.
Huh?
I never intended to let any of you leave here alive. I can't let anyone live who knows my true identity. So that's when they realized. That's when they realized that the captain does not care about them. Their captain does not care about them at all. They know who he really is. Therefore, you must die. You must die. Like from that one Game Grumps episode. I can't let anyone live who knows my true identity.
But that means you plan to kill us all along!
Of course. Even 3 years ago, when I was still Captain Kuro, it was all part of my plan. Are you stupid? What a dumb bunch of pirates. Dumb? Of course. Pirates are wild dogs, society's cast-offs. Without a leader, they're helpless. Their job was to shut up and follow my plan. Pirates should be faithful pawns of their captain. They live or die by my command. They should have followed my plan no matter what sprang up to impede them. They should have died trying to fulfill my plan. That's the way of the pirate. Vagabond brats should keep their smart mouths shut. And then Luffy is all like, even if you were a captain with 100 obedient men, you still couldn't beat Usopp. Huh? What? Me? Lose to a pretend pirate? You will. How amusing. But don't get cocky just because you broke my claws. Tell me why I should lose to him. And then Kuro vanishes directly in front of Luffy. It's your style, as Luffy says, as Kuro appears behind him, and he gets momentarily distracted by Luffy's words and goes, "What? You don't even look like a real pirate." As Luffy, without even looking and flinching, backhands Kuro, who's right behind him, and sends him flying into the distance.
He tracked the captain's creep and can't move.
Now you've insulted me. If you want to talk about real pirates, let me show you just how terrifying a real pirate can be. I'll show you the ferocity of a pirate who's faced 1,000 deaths. And then Kuro starts swaying back and forth. I remember what this was called in the 4Kids dub, but he starts swaying back and forth. And the pirate and the Black Cat pirates are going, that stance,
he's gonna use that attack. He's gonna use that against a single opponent.
He is.
It's the out of the bag attack. He's really gonna use the out of the bag attack.
Aren't we in danger here? We'll be slaughtered too!
He'll kill us all!
That's what he just said! Captain Kuro, if you let me live by all that's holy, I'll never breathe a word about you being alive.
Hey, what about the rest of us?
I won't say nothing neither. Captain, please don't kill me.
Me neither! This is when they all start to get scared. What is this? Goes Luffy. Please, Captain, don't use that attack! We'll do whatever you say! What's the big deal? He's just slouching. Out of the bag! And then Kuro is just gone. He is just completely gone. And it's just silence. And then it cuts to Nami.
Too bad. I thought there'd be more treasure. I wonder how the fight's going.
And then she goes out to the bow of the ship and goes,
Why are they just standing around? Is it all over?
and then suddenly the silence is broken as one crew member gets slashed by an unknown assailant. He just gets tossed in the air, but you don't see what actually hits him. It's begun! What? What's happening over there? And it's all the way down to where the rest of the Black Cat pirates are. What's happening over there? And more pirates keep getting slashed by something that they can't see.
It's the end.
And then Luffy's watching, and he sees claw marks suddenly appear on some stone right next to him. He's attacking the cliff? He's attacking the cliff wall? And then another crewmate gets hit.
Captain Kuro, please stop! It's no use, he's attacking everything he sees. He's moving so fast, even he doesn't know what he's slashing. He won't stop until he tires out.
And then Nami's just watching.
What's going on? What's going on down there? They're being sliced to pieces by an invisible blade.
He's wiping out the whole crew! Ah!
Hey! As we see more and more crew people just getting slashed.
Help!
Try to stay small. And then it shows Luffy. I think he got slashed a little bit, or it's just some blood that splashed on him. As he sees more and more crew members of the Black Cat Pirates getting slashed. Show yourself, Butler!
Yeah!
And it shows more and more crew members getting slashed. Don't you care about your own crew?
Luffy.
And that's the end of Chapter 38. Chapter 39, and the title of this volume, For Whom the Bell Tolls. Buggy's crew, after the battle, Part 4, Buggy and the Giant Bird. So, it cuts to when Buggy was trying to go after what it looked to be some big birds in comparison to him that he planned to eat. In this cover page, he runs into a much larger bird, possibly the mamba bird, that has an even bigger fork and knife preparing to eat him. And then Buggy just runs away. This is just like the cover page for it. But it cuts to Luffy, who's watching as the Black Cat Pirates are getting massacred by Kuro's out-of-the-bag attack. And Nami's just watching. Show yourself, Butler! And then he hears a clang sound behind him, and he doesn't move. Then there's a swish sound as all of a sudden Luffy gets cut across his midsection. And he's sent flying towards the ground a little bit, but not before he grabs onto something and then full body slams Kuro. He managed to catch him. He managed to catch Kuro during the whole out-of-the-bag attack and slams him into the ground. Gotcha! Curse you. Why won't you just die? Look at this. It's all your fault. Instead of dying quickly, my poor pawns are suffering.
Curse you! No more. It hurts.
You have something to say? I do. I'm never going to become a pirate like you. As Luffy just cracks his knuckles. Don't worry, little fool. You could never be like me. Anyway, I'm about to kill you. And then he starts swaying again in order to do his out-of-the-bag attack again. Yo, Ravi, good to see you. We are on Chapter 39 of Volume 5. And we just seen Captain Kuro use his out-of-the-bag attack and indiscriminately attack everyone near him. Because, he also intends to kill every single person there to, fulfill his plan and everything. But Luffy's managed to not only track where he was, but grab a hold of him and slam him into the ground. But as Kuro goes, anyway, I'm about to kill you. I won't let you! And then it cuts to Luffy, who suddenly snaps and latches on to Kuro before he can do anything, wrapping his legs and arms around him so he can't move. Now try your fancy footwork! Then it cuts to Kaya, who's in the forest, still dealing with Django and company.
Please stop. I'll write the will. Don't hurt the children anymore.
No, you can't do it, Miss Kaya. He'll kill you if you write it.
You fool! You're not part of these negotiations. Captain Kuro gave his orders.
As Django proceeds to kick Pepper into a nearby wall.
You're all about to be killed!
Pepper!
And then all three kids are just laying unconscious or just down and out on the floor.
If you don't stop hurting them, I'll take my own life. Then you'll never have my will.
What? Wait, let's not be hasty. You have to write the will or I'm in big trouble. All right, the brats can live. Not that they're going anywhere.
And then it shows Kaya writing out the will.
Don't forget to seal it in blood.
We'll be okay if we keep playing dead. But Miss Kaya saved us. Captain always says if you think you're going to lose, run away and hide. Captain Usopp's not like that. He kept fighting until he was all bloody to protect us. We're not gonna let Kaya die. We're Usopp's pirates.
And then it cuts to Django reading out the will.
I leave all my entire fortune to my butler Clawdor. Good, it's all in order, and I didn't even have to hypnotize you. Now you have to die. This will's no good as long as you live.
You promised not to kill the children.
Don't you worry. I may be a murderer, but I'm a man of my word.
As Kaya, still sweating, smiles as she prepares to face her demise.
Ah! There she is!
Goes Usopp.
Stop! There she is!
Ouch, you're hitting my wound!
There she is! Thank goodness she's alive! But she's in trouble! Put me down!
With pleasure. And then Zoro just drops Usopp and makes a beeline for Zoro. Makes a beeline for Django. Zoro makes a beeline for Zoro. I realized what I said. I corrected myself. Stop there, hypnotist!
Too far. Can I get there in time? What? He's coming after me. I better finish this quickly.
And then Django grabs Kaya by the throat and prepares to kill her with one of his chakrams.
We won't let you!
As it shows Usopp's pirates, and they shove the shovel. They shove the shovel right in between his butt cheeks. They literally just go like,
We won't let you!
and then it shows Django's face going, ew. I love these moments in this manga. I really do. And it shows Django, in the next panel, it shows Django with his face like,
You lousy brats!
as he kicks all three kids away. And then it cuts to Zoro, who gets closer and closer to Kaya.
One step too late, Sash Man.
I don't think so. And then Zoro takes one of his swords and destroys a tree just off to his side, where the sun don't shine. Pretty much.
Good. That branch was in the way.
What? What?
Usopp! Captain!
And then Zoro's smiling as Usopp prepares to fire at Django.
Take this, hypnotist!
And then it cuts back to the fight between Luffy and Kuro.
Blast you! Let go of me!
Now your 3-year plan is a failure.
What? He's got Captain Kuro!
If he wins, does that mean we don't get croaked?
Get him, rubber boy! Kill Captain Kuro!
And then it cuts to Luffy, who's looking back a little bit, and then he proceeds to headbutt Kuro several times in the forehead. He headbutts Kuro, and then he rears his head back and goes, "Who said you could root for me? I'm gonna get you guys too, just wait!" And he stretches his neck all the way backwards to say this to the crew. Come.
No. Impossible! My plan
My plan cannot fail! And then it cuts back to Usopp.
Secret technique, exploding star!
And then Usopp shoots directly at this exploding star directly in Django's face, knocking both his glasses and his hat right off his head. Gum gum bell! And then using his outstretched neck and head, he snaps it forward and then delivers a absolutely cataclysmic. We might as well call it a cataclysmic attack because a cataclysmic headbutt to Kuro, sending him reeling, leaning his body backwards, causing his glasses to fall off, and causing a spray of blood to shoot out from his face. That's how hard of a headbutt he just did. And that's the end of chapter 39. Onwards to chapter 40. And we have a Buggy's crew after the battle, part 5, a game of wits. And it cuts to Buggy, who tried to lay a trap for the bigger bird to fall in so he can get one all over on the bird, but the bird is incredibly smart and the bird just lifts up the cover that Buggy had over this pitfall trap. And it was all like, this fool actually expected me to fall into this. But Buggy's behind a tree laughing like he's done something monumental. Chapter 40, Usopp's Pirate Crew. And it shows the aftermath of Luffy delivering Gum Gum Bell to Kuro. And the whole Black Cat Pirates look on as Kuro falls to the ground unconscious, eyes whited out, blood shooting from his nose and mouth, and then he falls to the ground, kind of like on like the broad side of his face, and then his body falls over, unconscious as we see his broken glasses closer and closer to the panel.
He did it! He beat Captain Kuro!
Kuro of the 1,000 Plans, the man who outfoxed the Navy. He really did it! He trounced Kuro! Who are you?
I'm Monkey D. Luffy. You think I'd let a pirate who gave up his name and quit the sea beat me? A real pirate would die before he'd do either of those things. Luffy? That doesn't ring no bells. You'd all better remember that name, 'cause someday I'm gonna be the king of the pirates. Is he addled? Take your garbage with you! And then he proceeds to throw the unconscious Kuro at the Black Cat Pirates, while their crew gets up there wounded and dead, and they start running. Take your garbage with you, and don't ever come back! And then they all take off. And then as Luffy is just going, he then falls over. And before he fully falls over, Nami catches him.
Good job. So even the mighty Luffy faints from blood loss. What made you so mad?
I hate them. They're no good.
Well, they are pirates. What'd you expect?
A steak would be nice.
Of course.
Then it cuts back to the forest as Zoro sheaths his sword and then puts his bandana around his arm again. And then he starts to walk off as we cut to Django, who's just unconscious, laying on the floor.
Can we keep this a secret? Everything that happened here?
A secret? Why would we want to do that? We fought hard to save the village. Everyone will love you. You'll be the village hero. Usopp, they should know what you did,
goes Kaya.
What I did? Who believed the town liar saved the day? Anyway, that's history. No need to worry about the townsfolk. This attack was unusual. Pirates hardly ever bother to raid out of the way villages like ours. That knowledge makes everyone here feel safe. Why ruin their peace of mind? Nothing happened. It was just another of Usopp's lies.
Usopp.
I can't force you, but
I'll do it if that's what's best for the village. I'll do it too. Me too. I'll carry our secret to the grave.
Kaya, will you?
I will.
And then time passes. What? It's already 7 o'clock.
Oh dear, we overslept. That's odd. Usopp didn't wake us. I wonder where he is now.
Strange. I can't seem to get motivated. Time for work, dear.
Work? But Usopp hasn't raised his ruckus.
Usopp? Work, but Usopp hasn't raised his ruckus yet.
Mom, is the liar man coming today?
That lying fool still hasn't shown up. Maybe I was too hard on him yesterday.
He'll turn up eventually.
Pepper! The day's still young and you're already filthy. Go wash those clothes. Ow! Okay, Mom.
Carrot, have you seen the frying pan? I want to fry some eggs.
Raw eggs are better. Over hot rice. Yum. You broke your glasses again, Onion?
Sorry, Mom.
And then it cuts to a cliff face overlooking the ocean. I want to say it's overlooking the ocean. We only see the cliff face and the trees.
Thanks. I owe you guys. Without you, I couldn't have saved the village.
What about you? What are you talking about? It was, sorry. I don't know why I said what about you when it doesn't even say that. What are you talking about? It was all you. You made me.
Me too,
Goes Luffy as he's still laying down.
Who cares about the village? We got the treasure.
Having survived all this, I've made a decision.
Huh? And then we cut back to the mansion.
What did you say?
After such a
What did you say?
After such a harrowing ordeal, you want to pretend that nothing happened? Because Kaya is talking to Mary.
Will you do it? What a big-hearted young man.
He thinks that would be best for the villagers? Do you agree with him, Miss Kaya?
If Usopp will do it, I'll do it.
Very well. I'll back you up all the way.
And Mary, I have one more request.
Then time passes as Usopp is talking to the Usopp pirates again.
Captain Usopp!
Captain Usopp, what did you want to tell us?
Listen up, my mighty pirates. You men fought bravely against Kuro's raiders. You've brought honor to the name of Usopp's pirates. As your captain, I'm very proud of you. 5 years ago, when you were 4 years old, we formed our pirate brotherhood. This has been our most glorious hour. Which makes it all the harder for me to say this. I'm going off to sea. Alone. I'm gonna become a real pirate.
And then silence as Usopp is just smiling. And then the Usopp crew is just looking dumbfounded.
What? Captain?
Those 3 young pirates inspired me. I'm leaving this village. For one reason. The Jolly Roger beckons me.
It's a lie, right? It's one of your tall tales? This is so sudden. You love the village, Captain. What'll become of Usopp's pirates?
Thanks for everything, man. I'm not going to say goodbye to the villagers. Just give them my best.
No! Don't do this! Don't go, Captain!
Do you remember this place? It's where we first met.
Hey, liar man!
Don't call me that.
But you're famous for telling lies. Yeah, you're famous. We want to hear your stories.
Very well. From this day on, call me Captain Usopp. And you 3 will be Usopp's pirate crew.
Huh?
You heard me. Those were good times.
And then it cuts to Usopp, who's just having fun with these kids, using his lies to entertain them.
It's Cerberus! Pursue him!
And they're just chasing after like a bulldog.
Capture the dragon!
And it's just a small lizard.
Wow, Captain! 100 out of 100!
Of course, I'm a brave warrior of the sea. Apple thieves! Run! It's the hideous fruit-selling freak! Men, what about your ambitions?
As we cut back to the present, and he's talking to the kids.
To run a tavern! To be a master carpenter! To write novels!
You must each swear to keep the fire of those dreams alive.
As Usopp starts tearing up and he starts sniffing.
I hereby declare Usopp's pirate crew disbanded!
And all of them are crying. Onion, Carrot, Pepper, and Usopp most of all, crying all over. And that is the end of chapter 40. Onwards to chapter 41, to the sea. And it cuts to Luffy, who's just eating some food, and he's digging in his mouth for something, and he goes, "Whew, I got it out." You need to work on your fishbone eating technique, because there was a big old massive fishbone just in Luffy's mouth. Don't you hate it when that happens? That's the reason you can't eat fish from every place, because not every place gets every bone out of a fish. You got to be careful where you eat fish. Good lord. There's been a couple of times where I had like a fishbone in my food, but I felt the bone before I actually chomped down, or it got to a very vulnerable spot in my teeth. You just got to be careful where you eat fish from, because you do not want to get a bone stuck in your mouth, because it's painful. Luckily, I've never had like a moment where it's like embedded somewhere, but I did manage to get them out before things got serious. But good lord. Huh. You need to work on your fishbone eating technique.
I got news for you two. Normal people don't eat this part.
The food's gone. Shall we go? Yeah, I guess, as Luffy is chewing on the very same fishbone he just pulled out of his mouth. And then the door opens, and it's someone in the tavern.
I found you.
Hi, Miss Kaya, goes Luffy.
Shouldn't you be recuperating?
Says Nami.
I'll be fine. My illness for the past year was caused by the shock and sadness of losing both my parents. Usopp brought my spirits up, but I can't depend on others forever. Anyway, you three need a ship, isn't that right?
Are you gonna give us a ship? Then time passes, and we cut to a house, possibly Usopp's house, and he's just packing all the stuff in a pack.
Whew, that's everything. Goodbye, old house. What? What the heck? It won't fit!
And it cuts to Usopp trying to struggle to pull the pack out of the house, but the pack is too big to even fit through the door. So, really didn't think this through.
What the heck? It won't fit!
That's him struggling to get the pack out.
After all the effort it took to pack it!
And then, all of a sudden, all that tension, all that momentum, suddenly the pack launches through the door, breaking the entire front of the house, and sends Usopp rolling and rolling away from his house until it crashes into a nearby tree, almost flattening him in the process. This man literally just healed up from fighting the Black Cat Pirates and Django, and this man is back to being bloodied again. He almost got crushed by his own giant knapsack.
That's nothing. Just a taste of the adventures that await me. Life is great!
As he starts to repack his stuff again. Then we cut to the ocean, and we see the ship. We see the ship that Luffy and company will be sailing on. A big, wonderful-looking ship with a sheep's head as its figurehead. I remember this ship well. Wow.
A caravel!
Whoa! And then we cut to Mary, who goes,
Behold, she's not the newest model, but I designed her myself. She's a caravel with a jib and a central stern rudder.
Caravel, a kind of sailing ship common in our world's 15th century.
I present to you the Merry Go. Are you the ones who helped Usopp chase away the Black Cat Pirates? I thought you'd be taller.
You're really gonna give us this ship?
Yes, please take it. I'll explain the rigging. First, regarding the adjustment of the yard with the clue garnet. You're wasting your breath with those two. Talk to me,
says Nami, because she knows that Usopp is not gonna pick up on any of this. What a great ship!
I've stocked it with everything you might need at sea.
Thank you. You're sure adding insult to injury, Miss Kaya. Try adding icing to the cake, moron. And then we cut to someone screaming, going, "Ah!" And it's Usopp who's rolling down the hill once again. Stop me! It's Usopp. Ah! And he keeps rolling and rolling. Keep rolling. What? And he just keeps screaming as he's rolling down there. What's he up to now? We should stop him. He might damage our ship. And as the pack gets closer and closer to them, both Luffy and Zoro stop the pack from moving, but, kind of wind up smashing Usopp in the face to stop him.
Thanks.
Hi, goes both of them. Time passes, and then we cut to Kaya again.
So, Usopp, you really are going off to sea.
I am. I have to act before my resolve weakens. Don't try to stop me.
I won't. I had a feeling this would happen.
Oh well. You couldn't stop me anyway. When I come back, I'll have even taller tales to tell you. Only they'll be true.
Good. I'll look forward to it.
You guys take care. See you around.
Why?
Huh?
And then Luffy just goes, why?
Huh? Why? That's not very friendly. Since we're all pirates, we might cross paths someday.
Stop babbling and get on board, says Zoro, pointing to the ship.
Huh?
We're a team, aren't we?
What?
And then Usopp is finally dawning on him is just like the Straw Hat crew is asking him to join. And he's all like,
what? Yeah! Can I be the captain?
no way, I'm the captain! And then it cuts to them sailing away into the distance as the Usopp pirates, disbanded Usopp pirates watches them go.
There goes the captain. Yeah, but hey, he's with those guys. So I'm not worried. Yeah, they're really tough. Well, that's that. He always wanted to be a pirate. The townsfolk will be sad when we tell them. Who would have thought? The captain sure made life fun around here. I have an idea. What is it?
And then it cuts to Kaya, who's speaking to Mary.
Mary? Yes? It's hard to lie.
About Klahadore?
No.
Oh, about that. So you did want to stop Usopp from going. Miss Kaya, long ago the villagers told me a story about when Usopp was a young boy. Not long after his father went off to sea, he lost his mother too.
Oh.
It was the day before she passed. She was wasting away on the brink of death when Usopp came shouting, "Pirates are coming! Pirates are coming!"
Stop that, Usopp! You mustn't shout!
Dad's ship has returned. He's come back for us, Mom. He said when you get better, he'll take us to sea with him, so...
And then it cuts to Usopp's mom, who's laying in bed going,
Don't say such foolish things, Usopp. Your father's not coming back. But Usopp, I'm glad I married your father. I want you to grow up to be brave and strong just like him.
Don't talk like you're gonna die. Didn't you hear about the medicine? The wonder medicine? It can cure any illness. It's in a land across the ocean.
Don't be silly. Such wild tales. Listen to me. If I pass on, you must...
I don't care if I'm silly. Don't talk about dying. I want to keep dreaming. I'm the son of a pirate.
and it cuts to a young Usopp who's crying as his mother lays on her deathbed.
Pirates are coming!
And this cuts back to the present.
He continued to shout that warning, perhaps in despair, long after his mother died. He hoped that one day the ship carrying his father would appear off the coast and take him away. In that lie was his strongest desire. Living in this village, having lost both his parents, I suppose he had to create his own hope. You'll have to be strong from now on. You can't let him down after all that he did.
And then Kaya, after wiping the tears from her eyes, because, it's a sad story about why Usopp does what he does. She just goes,
You can't let him go down. You can't let him down after all that he did.
I know.
And then it cuts to Usopp and the crew who are on their ship going, here's to a new ship and new friends! Hooray! And they just clink their glasses as they set off on adventure.
Here we go. Are we really gonna do it? You bet. We gotta continue the captain's work.
Mary,
What is it, Miss Kaya?
I'm going to become a doctor.
Splendid. A most worthy goal.
And then it shows the disbanded Usopp pirates running into the village, continuing where their captain left off with,
Pirates are coming!
and that is the end of chapter 41. Now we move on to chapter 42, Yosaku and Johnny. Then we got Buggy's crew. After the battle, part 6, a trip through the sky. And apparently Buggy was found by that giant bird that was looking for him. And when he tried to eat Buggy, turns out that Buggy was nasty, and he spit him so hard that Buggy went sailing into the distance. Like, sailing way into the distance. And we cut to the Straw Hat crew as they're sailing out on the ocean, with Luffy going, It's finished! Luffy's pirate flag! And it's Luffy's attempt at creating his own personal Jolly Roger, but Luffy's artistry is utter garbage. I've already had the emblem thought up. Emblem?
This guy's a little low on design sense.
Is it avant-garde?
A pirate flag ought to inspire terror, and this is pretty scary.
You like it?
Huh?
Your painting stinks, Luffy. Let me try.
And then it shows Usopp drawing a Jolly Roger patterned after himself. That's not our emblem! That's not our emblem! And both Luffy and Zoro just knock Usopp in the head.
Good, I like it.
That about does it.
It looks like a new flag. That's great! Let's paint it on the sail, too! And it turns out that Usopp is very good at drawing, as he draws what will become the Straw Hat Crew's permanent Jolly Roger.
I've been drawing things on walls for years. I'm a man of many talents. There, it's complete. Our pirate ship, the Merry Go, is ready.
Now, I know people call it the Going Merry, but Merry Go, Going Merry pretty much means the same thing. Matter of fact, let me do this. See, here's the thing. It's called the Going Merry in the uncut dub, but it's known as the Merry Go in the Viz and the edited dub. Yeah, it's called the Going Merry in the uncut dub, but Merry Go in Viz and edited dub. So for those wondering why I say Merry Go, it's because that's what it's officially called in the comics, in the manga itself, but in the anime it's called the Going Merry. But either name still works. Either name still works.
There, it's complete. Our pirate ship, the Merry Go, is ready.
Whew, I'm beat.
And then it cuts to boom sound, and then Zoro gets up, goes, "Huh? What are you firing at?" That rock. It's cannon practice, as Luffy is trying to aim at the rock in the distance. But Luffy goes, "But this thing doesn't shoot right."
That's silly. Let me try.
Hit that rock.
Okay. Judging from your first shot, this should do it.
And he aims, and he winds up blowing, and Usopp winds up blowing up the large rock out in the distance. Wow, you hit it on your first try!
Wow, I hit it on my first try! See, didn't I tell you? I always hit what I aim at. If you're impressed, just call me Captain.
No, I'll call you our sharpshooter. So now the Straw Hat Crew has a marksman.
Okay, you can be Captain, for now, but if you ever show cowardice, I'll take over in a heartbeat.
Fine with me, but knowing Luffy, I've been thinking, there's still one position we need to fill before we reach the Grand Line.
This galley has all the equipment. I'll do it for a price.
Good. That skill's essential on a long voyage.
Then it's agreed. A pirate ship must have a musician!
Are you nuts?
I thought you were going to say something smart for once. This is piracy, not a pleasure cruise.
Pirates have to sing, don't they? And then it cuts to a person holding a sword in their hands. And then it cuts to someone screaming, "Come out and fight, dogs! I'll murder the lot of you!"
What's this?
And then it cuts to a person who's kicking stuff all over the deck of their ship. Hey, who are you? What's it to you? What's it to you who I am? As this individual slashes at Luffy, and Luffy lands behind him. How many?
1, I think.
Let Luffy handle it.
And Luffy lands behind this dude who has like a kanji on the side of his face. I've claimed the bounty on the world's most infamous pirates. How dare you nobodies try to kill my partner? And this individual tries to slash at Luffy. Partner? Who? Where? And this individual tries to hit Luffy, but Luffy dodges him. Sorry, but I can't let you wreck our ship! And then Luffy takes this man by the head, flips over him, and then completely throws him into a nearby wall. Into the wall of the ship.
Ugh. A hair's breadth from death.
What the heck was that? What the heck was all that about? As Luffy catches his hat in his hands. Huh? Well, I'll be. It's Johnny, goes Zoro. Huh? Zoro! My brother! What's going on? Where's Yosaku? That's just it!
Zoro knows him?
Who is he?
Listen to me. Yosaku is...
dying?
He was fit as a fiddle until a few days ago. Then he went pale and started passing out. I don't know what's wrong. His teeth are falling out and he's bleeding from old scars. I didn't know what to do, so I went to get some rest and think on that rock.
They shot the rock that Yosaku and Johnny were apparently resting on. Okay. I didn't know what to do, so I went to get some rest and dig on that rock. Then one of you shot a cannonball at me.
Ah! Forgive us.
That's history, forget it.
What good are apologies anyway? And then it cuts to both Usopp and Luffy, who are kind of crying their eyes out a little bit over this.
Our reputation has grown. Pirates fear the...
Pirates. I can't even say pirates right. Pirates. What is with my English? I'm sorry.
Our reputation has grown. Pirates fear the names of Johnny and Yosaku. He's my trusted partner. We've hunted pirates together for years. My brother's is he gonna die?
And Zoro doesn't say anything, but he looks concerned, and Nami goes,
Don't be stupid!
What the heck, Nami? How dare you make light of my partner's death?
Luffy, Usopp, there are limes in the galley. Squeeze some and bring me the juice.
Okay!
Limes?
It's scurvy.
And it cuts to Luffy and Usopp forcing some lime juice into the mouth of Yosaku.
There, with luck he should recover in a few days.
Really, sister?
Don't call me that. A generation ago, scurvy was the bane of sailors, but it's simply caused by poor nutrition. Fruits and vegetables rot on long voyages.
Wow, you're a doctor? I always knew you were a brilliant woman.
These are basic things you should know if you expect to survive at sea, morons!
Yeah! Save my lime juice! Good job, brother!
You're not well enough to dance!
Introduction time. I'm Johnny. And I'm Yosaku. We're brother Zoro's old bounty hunting partners. Pleased to meet you.
Yosaku and Johnny, bounty hunting team.
I don't know how to thank all of you. I was sure I was a goner. I still can't believe it. Pirate Hunter Zoro is a pirate.
And then it cuts to Yosaku suddenly hearing this news and launching backwards and him coughing up blood.
Oh, Yosaku!
Lie down and rest. And then it cuts to Yosaku, who's passed out, bleeding from the mouth. It's like, I mean, Nami did try to warn him, you're not well enough to dance or move around. And then it cuts to later on with Nami going,
Learn anything?
A long voyage on the high seas is fraught with hidden dangers.
Those guys would be dead if we hadn't come along. We still need someone who can transform the ship's stores into something edible. A ship's cook.
He's right. It's an absolute necessity.
Okay, we'll look for a sea cook. What good is a ship without decent grub?
goes Luffy.
Brother! Speak, Johnny. If you need a cook, I know where to find one. But whether he'll join up with you is another matter.
An ocean-going restaurant?
Some people were wondering when I was going to voice a certain character. Not the character who's about to show up, but the villain who's going to be a part of this arc as well. Some people wanted me to see how I would do that voice. I told y'all, I've been looking forward to doing every single voice I've never done before for this series. Y'all better buckle up. Buckle up.
An ocean-going restaurant?
It's only 2 or 3 days sailing from here. But be careful, it's near the Grand Line. Some rough customers frequent that place. Brother, they say even that Hawkeye you were hunting goes there.
And then that gets the attention of Zoro.
I'll guide you there if you want.
Yes, please!
And Zoro doesn't say anything, but he has like a pensive smile on his face and like a bead of sweat across his face at the mention of this Hawkeye. We'll find out who he is later.
And so, Luffy and crew set out, accompanied by Yosaku and Johnny, and sail north, bound for the ocean-going restaurant.
And that is the end of Chapter 42. SBS Question Corner! Oda, thank you very much. Let's begin the question corner. On your feet, attention, hold that pose! Sensei, does Shank's first mate have a name? What about the other guy on his crew, like that meat-eating man? Be seated. Of course they have names. The first mate's name is Shufukuti Mouse. Oh, because he has a face like a mouse, says Usopp. No, just kidding. His real name is Ben Beckman. And the fat guy who's always eating meat is Lucky Roo. You don't really need to remember these, but I got quite a few questions about their names, so I thought I'd reply. So if you guys wondered who those who don't know, wondered who the first mate and the big guy eating meat near the beginning of the story were, the first mate is Ben Beckman, and the other one is Lucky Roo. Question. The sound effect ta-da shows up a lot in One Piece, but why ta-da? I think something like ba-bing would work just as well. Answer. No, that wouldn't work. That just wouldn't work. When I write ta-da, I draw with the feeling of ta-da. If I wrote ba-bing, I would end up drawing a ba-bing kind of picture. Maybe that would work in a gag scene, or maybe something like, uh-oh. Nope, it's entirely different. Chapter 43, Sanji. Buggy's crew after the battle. Part 7, the Island of Random Rare Animals. And of course, we see the same animals we encountered before when Luffy and the crew encountered Gaimon. And this is where Buggy landed. And then it cuts to the Mary. I'm not going to call it Going Merry or Merry Go. I'm just going to call it the Mary. It saves time just calling it the Mary. The Mary sailing out on the ocean. Here we are, the ocean-going restaurant. Brother Zoro, Brother Luffy, Brother Usopp, Brother Nami.
Does he have to call me brother?
Oh? Hey! Baratier, ocean-going restaurant. And it's a massive ship that is just floating on the ocean with like a fish figurehead and a giant rudder at the back. But it's also like this big, massive restaurant on the ocean.
Whoa,
What do you think?
what a huge fish! Wow, it's cool!
And then the ship pulls up, and then we see a marine ship off to the side, pulling up right next to Luffy and company. Huh? Whoa, a Navy ship! Where'd it come from?
I hope they don't blast us.
And then it cuts to them looking at the cannons that are just, sitting there, and they're wondering, I hope they don't fire on us. Like that look, because Yosaku and Johnny just hide going,
Hey, we're not pirates.
look, who's that guy? And then it cuts to someone standing on the deck of the ship. Lieutenant Iron Fist Fullbody, Minister of the Navy.
Pirates. Unknowns. I'm Lieutenant Iron Fist Fullbody, Minister of the Navy.
Who's the captain? Speak your name. Luffy, Monkey D. We just made our pirate flag yesterday.
Yesterday?
What amateurs? I'm Usopp.
Huh. You two scalawags look familiar. You visit the government agencies a lot. You're those two big bounty hunters, Yosaku and Johnny, captured by pirates, eh?
Yosaku, this bloke may have insulted us.
Too bit. He can't call us that. It's a matter of honor. Let's make Mr. Navy Fancy Pants revise his view of us.
Brace yourself, you Navy Papa J. And then Full Body just blows a breath out. And it cuts to both Yosaku and Johnny after the fight, with their faces swollen, bloodied, and beaten. And they're both saying,
A hair's breadth from death.
"Are you guys weak or what?"
No, he's really tough.
No, he's really tough.
A hair's breadth from death.
"What are you doing?" And then it cuts to a woman inside the cabin of Full Body's ship going,
Full Body, quit picking on those sissies and let's go.
"Yes, my dear. It's your lucky day, pirate scum. It's my day off. I've come to dine. But beware, when we meet again, you're dead." And mind you, he's Full Body Iron Fist. He's Iron Fist Full Body, and he has like a pair of brass knuckles on his fists. And then it cuts to Nami looking at the wanted posters. She goes,
What's this, Johnny?
Wanted posters. Pirates and bounty, Sister Nami. An ugly business. I get a bounty for everyone I kill. Something wrong?
because she looks at one particular bounty poster, and she kind of starts to crumple up. Her grip starts to tighten as she looks at this one bounty poster. I know why she's looking at it. I know why she's upset. But you guys will find out later. I can't wait to read all of these. Oh, I love my job. I love my job. I love my job. I love my job. I love my job.
An ugly business. I get a bounty for everyone I kill. Something wrong?
Ah! This is bad! They're aiming cannon at us!
Sink it. Aye, sir. As it shows Full Body preparing to sink, not ship. I was thinking sink, but I couldn't get the words out correctly. Preparing to sink their ship. Sink it. Aye, sir.
They fired on us!
I'll handle it. Luffy, what the? Gum. Balloon! And then Luffy's body inflates, because this is also the first time that Usopp is seeing Luffy's body inflate like this, along with Yosaku and Johnny. What? Goes Full Body. Here's your cannonball! And due to Luffy's aim, he doesn't aim it back at Full Body's ship. It winds up hitting the restaurant itself. You returned it to the wrong place, idiot! And then Full Body looks completely dumbfounded and shocked. Luffy looks shocked as he just comedically passes out from hitting the place where he's supposed to go eat. And Nami's just going, great. Then we cut to the Baratier, and we cut to the inside of the restaurant as the patrons are speaking. That man over there, he's Lieutenant Full Body.
Really? The naval officer? He's handsome and elegant. Every eye is on you.
Not when you are in the room. Delightful, a delicate bouquet from the north, from Mikio. Lightly acidic, full-bodied dry. I'm absolutely certain it's Iturut. It's Iturut Soblugastein. Am I right, waiter? And then the person says, dead wrong, sir. And I am the assistant chef. All the waiters jumped ship yesterday. Sanji, assistant chef, Baratier ocean-going restaurant. And a tall individual wearing a full suit, cigarette in his mouth, and a little bit of a curly eyebrow as his hair covers the other side of his face. Your soup. Enjoy it while it's hot.
Shh, don't laugh, but he was so sure of himself.
And then Full Body is getting kind of embarrassed that he was wrong after loudly proclaiming the wrong description of what drink he was having. So the patrons are kind of like laughing behind his back, and he's embarrassed by it. Then the girl he's with goes,
You know a lot.
Eh?
About wine.
Yes, quite true. My palate is just a bit off today. What's going on? I set that up with the owner beforehand. Then it cuts to the Baratier as it shows the damage that the cannonball that Luffy rebounded, and we see like an open portion of the top of the roof. Chef, are you sure you're all right?
Of course I'm not all right, but there's work to be done.
But, Chef, your wounds!
Are you defying me?
And we cut to an older dude who has like a long mustache, kind of bloodied in the head a little bit, with a massive chef's hat going,
A chef must feed his customers. Are you boneheads trying to put me out of business?
Chef Zeph, proprietor, Baratier on ocean-going restaurant. We got him, Chef. He's the scoundrel. I'm really sorry. Ah! I blew off your foot! Because Chef Zeph has a peg leg. Oh, it was already like that. But you're hurt all over.
No berries? Then you'll work off your debt.
Okay, I'll do it.
You'll work without pay for 1 year. Then we'll call it even.
A whole year? Then it cuts to the Mary that's docked outside. Where's Luffy? Hold on. Sneeze. And right when I'm trying to get the sneeze out, there it is. I cannot sneeze and try and read at the same time. It'll ruin it. Where's Luffy? Maybe they're making him wash dishes for a month.
That's honest. That honest fool. He should have blamed the Navy ship.
Wanna check on him and eat?
Well,
And then it cuts to full body as people are chattering. Or people are chattering inside of the restaurant. Waiter!
I told you I'm not a waiter. Ugh, what a lovely lady. How about it, miss? Care to sample my private stock? It's real wine. It's real wine.
oh.
Hey, what kind of third-rate dive serves soup with bugs?
Bugs? Embarrass me, will you? I'll leave your reputation in splinters with a bug from my private stock.
What's this fly doing in my soup?
Forgive me, sir. It's hard to tell, but it appears to be the backstroke.
And then all the patrons are laughing because Sanji is embarrassing Full Body once again. And as that happens, Full Body smashes the entire table because he's been embarrassed too much.
You have no idea who you're toying with.
And then Sanji, seeing this, just doesn't say anything. And then everyone gets quiet inside of the restaurant.
If you just removed the bug, you could have eaten that soup, you know.
What? I'm a customer! How dare you take that attitude? You're a lowly cook!
Stop it, Full Body. Let it go.
Does money make up for lack of courage?
We gotta stop him! Sanji, don't do it! And then it cuts to time later as the woman that Full Body is with is looking completely terrified, and so does all the patrons. Because it cuts to Sanji, who's holding up the mangled, beaten down, bloodied body of Full Body. The full bloody body of Full Body in his hands going,
To offend a cook at sea is a fool's mistake. Remember that. And food must never be wasted.
See, I'm behind that mentality as well. Whenever I eat food, I eat it all. I don't skip nothing. Nothing.
Eat all food. And food must never be wasted.
And Full Body can't say anything because he's been beaten to a pulp. And that's the end of chapter 44. How many chapters do I have? I think we only have this last chapter. Yeah, we're on the last chapter. But before that, Question Corner! SBS. D. Nice to meet you, Oda-sensei. I love the manga you draw called Enep Is. This person could, it must be a kid who's doing it. He too got a beating sister of death. But this kid, I guess it's a kid who's trying to spell One Piece, but they can't really spell it correctly. It's been done to me. I just love the kind of word mistakes that young girls and boys make, but I understand. How could you read such strange letters? The O and the I in the title logo don't look like letters, do they? Sorry about the funny design. What it really says is One Piece. You pronounce it One Piece. If you have time, learn it. And then we have another kid. The word mo is written on Morgan's chin, but what does it mean? It's German. It means seagull, and is pronounced Mibi. After all, he's a seaman. And then we have another question. About Zoro's three-sword style. I would think you wouldn't be able to talk with a sword in your mouth. By any chance, is he a ventriloquist? And then Oda just says, fine spirit. Then another one that says, you don't use Zipatune much. Is there some reason? Answer. Once you start pasting tone, there's no end. It takes time, and it's a pain in the... And he crosses out the rest of that sentence. My policy is that it's better to go with black and white than just to partially use tones. Yeah, it's my policy. Chapter 44, 3 Tough Cooks. Baratier, ocean-going restaurant. Then it cuts to Luffy. Give me a break, I'll work for 1 week.
Don't insult me, boy. Your witless bombardment damaged my establishment and injured me. 1 measly week of work won't do. You'll serve me for 1 full year, eh?
I won't. I've already waited 10 years to be a pirate. I won't wait another whole year.
That's my last offer. I'll let you permit
me to work it off in a week.
You don't decide, eggplant head! Chef special peg leg kick!
And then he kicks Luffy in the neck with his peg leg, sending him flying into the other side of the room. Not the distance, into the other side of the room.
What I'll permit is for me to decide.
You must be feeling better.
Shut up! Okay, kid. Since your time's so precious, I'll offer you a quick way out of this. Give me a leg. Leave one with me.
And then Luffy just goes, I don't want to. That's crazy, mister. I'm not Buggy the Clown.
What you want doesn't matter, boy! Chef drop!
And it cuts to him jumping on top of... It looks like he's jumping on top of Luffy. Yeah, it looks like he's jumping on top of Luffy. And in the process, they wind up going straight through the floor, it seems. Yeah, they just crash straight through the floor. Then we cut to the Baratier OGR. The customer is king. Customer service is love. Baratier is love. Yup, that's our motto. Step 1, a friendly greeting. Welcome, Squeakface. And it cuts to this really dude, and his name is Patty Cook. Or his name is Patty, and he's a cook. But it's this really big dude. Big arms, tattoo. He looks like Sinbad if Sinbad was like... Sinbad the comedian was a One Piece character. Customer service is love. Baratier is love. Yup, that's our motto. He literally says dats. D-A-T. Dats. That's our motto. Step 1, a friendly greeting. Welcome, Squeakface. Come again yesterday. And he's doing all these different faces. Welcome, Squeakface. Come again yesterday. Pardon, monsieur. That'll be 10,000 berries, sucker. Enjoy your poop. Perfect as usual. Yes, sir, our motto is, the customer is king. What? Customer! As Patty walks in on Sanji holding up the unconscious body of Full Body. Again, Sanji? What are you doing to that customer? And him a naval officer. Oh, he's supposed to be Jamaican. Again, Sanji, what are you doing to that customer? And him a naval officer. Hello, crab cooker. Say my name with respect. How dare you call me crab cooker, crab server? Customers are the lifeblood of a restaurant. So why is his blood flowing? Why is his lifeblood dripping out of him? Explain yourself. Customer. I need to work on Patty's voice. Customers are the lifeblood of a restaurant. So why is his lifeblood dripping out of him? Explain yourself. Customer. This lowlife wasted precious food and he insulted our cooks. So I learned him some etiquette. And then it cuts to Full Body, who wakes up. This place stinks. The food's full of bugs, and the service leaves a lot to be desired. I'll close you down. I'll inform the authorities. A restaurant should... Close us down? Not if I close you down first.
What? What?
Don't do it, Sanji!
Now I'm really mad.
Hold him or the lieutenant's a dead man!
I can't stand ignorant slobs like him.
Cool down, Sanji!
I'll get you, big shot.
And then it cuts to Sanji staring at Full Body, scaring Full Body, thinking, huh,
Is he insane?
and then all of a sudden it cuts to Zeph and Luffy falling through the roof onto the floor. What now? And then there's a hole in the roof now.
Ugh.
That was scary. Chef, what are you doing?
Curses, curses, look at that ceiling. That's your fault, brat.
You jumped on me too hard.
Sanji, attacking the clientele again? Zip it, crap geezer.
Yeah, he sure is. And this one's a lieutenant in the Navy.
Do you want me to ruin you? Do you want to ruin me?
As Zeph kicks Sanji in the face. Hey, I know that guy. He's the Cannon Man.
You get out of here too!
As Zeph kicks Full Body in the face.
What? Even the cook? None of you knows how to treat a customer. Don't you realize who I am? Nasty bunch of restaurant bullies. You're worse than pirates.
Full Body thinks to himself. Then it cuts to Patty. The customer is king. Got that?
Only if they're willing to eat your slop. Patty! Sanji! If you're gonna fight, do it in the kitchen.
Are they really cooks? Full Body thinks to himself. Lieutenant Full Body! It's terrible! Sorry, sir. He got away from the ship's brig. This is a madhouse, goes Luffy. The Pirate of Kriegs escaped! We wanted to question him, but he beat up 7 of us and got away!
Impossible! When we captured him 3 days ago, he was half dead from starvation, and we haven't fed him!
Krieg? Krieg's pirates?
They're the toughest pirates in the Eastern Seas!
Forgive me, sir! And before anything can be said, an individual pops up behind this one Navy soldier and shoots him in the back. And everyone screams after seeing a person get murdered in cold blood right there. Customer, party of one.
He better not try to bust up my place,
goes Zeph. A pirate! And then Sanji doesn't do anything except blow smoke out of his mouth. And then this individual walks past Full Body. And then everyone is just silent as this individual walks inside this restaurant and goes,
Bring me food. Anything. This is a mess joint, ain't it?
And it's just an individual just laying back in the chair, just chilling. Welcome, Squidface!
What? What'd he say? I'm only saying this once more, so listen. I'm a customer. Bring me food.
That cook is dead meat.
That cook is dead meat, goes Lieutenant Full Body.
Pardon, monsieur, but can you pay? And then it cuts to Patty, who's standing there as this individual goes, You take lead? You don't got money? And then it cuts to Patty, who, after this dude holds a gun straight to his head, he slams this dude through the table. He's all like, You don't got money? Boom! And then just slams him through the floor, slams him through the chair.
What? Blast, Patty, you busted me chair!
You busted me chair. I'm not paraphrasing. He says, You busted me chair!
He's strong.
If you can't pay, you ain't a customer.
Yay, Patty! Go, Patty! Finish that scum!
Hey, chef, your stomach's growling.
Idiot. That was a fart. Just give me a little food, eh?
You're no customer, so get lost! And then it cuts to Sanji, who isn't saying anything. Customers at our restaurant's lifeblood. I won't give yesterday's rice to a penniless sea wolf like you! And then Patty continues to just beat up on this individual.
I've had enough. I'm leaving this roughhouse.
Full Body then fully leaves. And then it cuts to the individual as he's getting beat up more and more and more. Dear customers, please enjoy your meals. And then Patty kind of curtsies with his chef's bib, like his chef's, what do you call it? It's not a skirt. Chef, he just curtsy with his chef garb on, and then the whole patron is just like cheering for him. Then it cuts to this individual who's outside, beaten and bloodied by Patty, and then someone sits some food and some drink right next to him. And it's Sanji. Sanji brings out a plate of food and gives it to him and goes, "Eat. Eat." And then the dude's just looking. "Food! Food! I'm not worthy. I never, ever tasted nothing so delicious. Better than I deserve, certain it is. I thought I was a goner, a dead man for sure." "Good, eh?" "Aha! I found you, my cook," goes Luffy as he smiles at the potential new crewmate that he could have. To be continued in One Piece Volume 6. We've done it, ladies and gentlemen. Yet another volume of One Piece read through and finished. Tomorrow, we continue with Chapter 6 of the series. Oh, I can't wait. I enjoy doing all these voices for all these characters. Some of them I know I need to work on. But the rest of them, I'm having so much fun with. And I really hope you all are having fun with going through the entirety of One Piece with me. Because this is a joy. This is a joy. This is one of the reasons why I wake up in the morning. It really is fantastic to do this. So to everyone here, I'm going to call it a session here for today. Won't keep you here any longer than I already have. To everyone here, all I can say at the end of the day is, hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. And if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed what you saw here today, then like, subscribe, share this stream with everyone you know, because the more the merrier. And maybe even consider becoming a member, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day. And once again, as always, later, peoples.